It's day 19 of Sacred Season, January 23rd. I'm Chris Sacarello. Thanks for being here today. I'd like to take an opportunity to talk to you about generosity. It's a word that when we hear it in today's culture, it's easy to reduce the response to something as simple as just giving money. But the Bible teaches us that generosity could be so much more. In its deeper meaning, it can be talking about giving of your time, giving food, giving of your talents, or even giving kindness. It's about as much as giving as choosing not to be selfish with what we have. Seeing that the opposite of selfishness is kindness, and kindness can oftentimes be a form of generosity that we choose to share with others. So Jesus is speaking to his disciples in this part, giving life lessons. These verses are part of the section in Luke that's labeled the Beatitudes. It's a reminder for us to be selfless, to remember who our blessings come from, and to be obedient with what we've been given. So I'd like to challenge you this sacred season. This is part of how Christ is telling us why we should do it. And we think, well, what's the benefit? Well, during sacred season, I want you to think about the challenge that God is giving you and discover what he is saying to you. Generosity is something that's very personal. So what does an obedient attitude and action of generosity look like for you this year? God says he wants to bless us when we do this. And Proverbs says, whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and he who waters will himself be watered. It's an opportunity for us to be obedient to what God is asking us to do. So as you've been fasting and as you've been praying and you're taking this time, Bishop has given us an opportunity to discover what obedience and generosity looks like to God, what obedience to his calling and his asking us has looked like. Some of us have been generous with our time recently. Some of us have been generous with sharing with others, sharing our homes or sharing meals. We have a chance here to be generous with what many of us hold on to in our daily lives. It's our tangible opportunity to think about, what does an offering of generosity look like to God? And that will be different for each person. I encourage you to spend time thinking about that. Not thinking about the amount, but thinking about what God is calling you to be obedient to, because that will be different for every single person. And that's the important part as you seek to see what generosity means to you. I mean, to think about the fact that as you water, you yourself will be watered. So be generous. Most importantly, be obedient.